So I was able to catch up to One Punch Man. So we're talking One Punch Man episode 4 to 10, the recent episode. And I gotta say, I love this series. The series is great. It's very entertaining, very fantastic. It's something different. Just a reminder, the Just Saying podcast that I did with a bunch of my buddies from the YouTube community, definitely amazing podcast. So check it out. I'll have the link below in the description box. It's seems to be a problem with the processing, so if you haven't seen that podcast, it will be in the description box. And we talk One Punch Man, we talk anime of 2015, but it's all about One Punch Man right now. And watching the series, what's so great is Saitama, One Punch Man himself, is awesome because he is so nonchalant, he's so easygoing. He has yet to meet an opponent that could challenge him, and that's awesome. It's so funny how he goes about it, and he joins the Hero Association. He doesn't get the credit that he's due. Nobody even really remembers his name. Genos is trying to help him out, and I really like Genos as well. He is a cyborg, and he's super strong, but sometimes I feel like he's not as strong as I want him to be, but in due time he will be. A lot of great characters in here, like Sonic. I think Sonic's a badass too. He's like this ninja type guy who gets his ass kicked by One Punch Man with one punch. And overall, just the villains that come into play, the Deep Sea King, the overall... The guy, the prison guy, needs to put on some clothes. I'm tired of seeing him butt ass naked, I gotta say. The animation in here is fantastic. Episode 10 I'm going to really talk about, but the animation so far has been fantastic. The fighting's been fantastic. Like I said, it reminds me a little bit of Gurren Lagann, Kill la Kill. It has that tone to it. And Saitama is just such a likable character because you know he could beat anybody, including any of the heroes, if he wanted to. The last episode with Ryder and him becoming friends with Ryder was really great. I thought that was a very sincere, very epic moment as well. Great speech. So let's move on to episode 10. And coming, Genos training with Saitama trying to think of ways of like, oh, how the hell do I tell this guy what to do and this and that. But coming to episode 10, it's a new threat. It's like Independence Day. We got these aliens coming in. They pretty much destroyed the whole city, 99.8% of the city, because 2 people did survive. And of course, the heroes survived in their because all the heroes are basically held up in their headquarters. And the reason why the headquarters are still up because they have this certain material where it's pretty much indestructible. It's like the Avengers Tower, except indestructible, basically. So you have all these heroes meeting up. You have Saitama tagging along with Genos, and nobody knows who the hell Saitama is except Saitama and Genos. Even Silver Fang or Silver Wolf or whatever knows who he is. And this is this old guy. He's S rank, but he knows that Saitama is like a beast, and he's no one to mess with. I really like Tornado. Tornado is really funny. She's definitely could be annoying. I could see people feeling like she could be annoying, but I kind of like her. She brings the comedy in there, and she definitely, it's interesting in her powers. So I don't necessarily know what kind of power she is because she was fighting that Godzilla looking dinosaur in the very beginning of episode 10, and then he asked like, the only way you could beat me is by a meteor, and somehow she gets a meteor to just smash into him and kill him instantly. So her powers, she's able to fly. What else is she able to do? It's interesting. I'm interested in seeing what kind of power she has. But of course, I loved watching Saitama sitting on that table because you know what it reminds me? I'm just thinking the whole time, this guy's drinking tea. This guy could own any one of these mofos. Especially the samurai guy says, I don't give you respect until you become S rank and you're just B rank. I mean, just like... bitch, please. So Saitama is a beast. He's awesome. Now the animation here in this episode really brought me back to like the old style kind of animation. Really brought me back to like Ninja Scroll and those old style kind of animations. Those 80s 90s animation. It felt like that. It felt like they're still taking it a little bit to old school. It's new and it's fresh and it has that Kill la Kill vibe, but it also has that Ninja Scroll type back then kind of vibe when it comes to the animation, which I really, really like, because honestly, some of the back in the day animation like Dragon Ball Z is actually really well. It's really good. It's actually really good. It actually looks kind of a little bit better than Super, honestly. But we're talking One Punch Man, and One Punch Man, he goes into the ship, he destroys the ship, well, most of the ship. Some of the ship. He takes out everybody that's in the ship. Genos knows he's in there. He knows he's going to take them all out. So One Punch Man, or Saitama, is looking for the main honcho, the jefe, the boss. And we know that's going to come up. And I don't think anybody's going to test Saitama's strength. If all these little underlings could just get destroyed easily by Saitama, then there's nobody that could stand with Saitama. And I think that's the case for this villain, this big bad villain who's an alien life former, so to speak, who came to invade the city. And the heroes were warned by a fortune teller who died off of choking off of cough medicine. Just, oh my god. But overall, it's interesting. I love it. I love it so far. I love the animation. Love the overall what happened in this episode. Just setting up for Saitama to really. I'm pretty sure he's not going to get any of the glory because he's already in the ship. You see Tornado. You see everybody, all their other heroes outside of the ship and trying to figure out how to get in there. And Genos already knows, like, yeah, that guy's already in there. He's going to start destroying things. Overall, I do love where the story is headed. It could. I think Super Saiyan Ichigo did hit it on the head where it could get repetitive, and that's my worries with this series. I'm glad that it's not a 24 episode series because it could get repetitive, it could get boring, and you want Saitama to find a villain that's going to come in to really challenge him. But what's great for the wait for that villain to come, what's great about that is when the villain finally does come and that villain finally does meet Saitama head on and their equal power, that's where it just starts getting interesting. That's where like the payoff comes in. You're like, damn, yes, this is who he's been waiting for the whole time. But it's funny how they're trying to write ways for him to not really to do his thing, but yet still not get recognized for it, and really have people still say, "Who are you again? I don't know your name." Which realistically, if that would never happen, they would know exactly that this guy is for real. And a lot of the series from 4 to 10, we got people saying, "Oh, nah, him himself in episode 9 said, oh, thanks to the superheroes weakening the deep seeking, I was able to hit him with one punch and destroy him." But really, he was doing that so the heroes could still get recognized, and the hero headquarters are still intact because the people's money is going to these heroes who are protecting the city. So that's actually a cool concept as well. So thank you guys for listening. If you haven't already, I will be reviewing One Punch Man from now on. I really enjoy the hell out of the series. It is one of the best series of 2015. Is it my favorite? I don't know yet. And check out the Just Saying podcast that we did, anime of 2015. I'll have the link in the description box. That's kind of the way you have to watch it. And like the video if you like it, comment below, and as always, hit that subscribe button if you're a huge fan of One Punch Man, and let me know your guys' thoughts on today's episode 10. So I'm the Anime aka Daniel's son, and I am out. Bye guys.